I will start with my presentation. I'm Jesus Nuñez. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Now I live in Maryland. In my professional life, I work with Bechtel, but I'm leading the effort with a non-profit organization called the Nuclear Alternative Project that we founded in 2015 because we saw the need for Puerto Rico to understand and get educated about nuclear energy and how this can help Puerto Rico to have a better future, right? This is an AI generated figure of how we see Puerto Rico in the future, a balance of technology and nature, right? We don't want also if you use technology to avoid also nature, right? So that's kind of something I put together in there. Um, Okay, so I will talk quick, but in our hand, a background of nuclear in Puerto Rico. Some people like me, I was born here. I didn't know we had a nuclear reactor in Rincon, so that was interesting. Who we are, our work, results from our work, challenges. Yeah, there are challenges for nuclear. There are challenges for solar energy in Puerto Rico. There are challenges for every technology, right? What are the SMRs, micro reactors, and advanced reactors? Uh, what you can do on top of on top of clear and reliable electricity, and some concluding remarks, right? In 1957, the University of Puerto Rico signed a contract with the Atomic Energy Commission. So these are Puerto Ricans working in nuclear in the University of Maya West, right? Um, in 1960, some people that like surfing, right? They can go and see that in Rincon. So that's the bonus reactor. It was an experimental reactor. It operated approximately 5 years. It did provide electricity to the grid, but they found out that the system that they were using it was too costly to maintain, so they shut it down and they decommissioning it. Um, Interestingly, that reactor, they ship it to Idaho National Lab and they still using that reactor so for testing. In 1970, nuclear energy, there was created a nuclear energy department in the university. Um, and then there was a proposal for a 600 megawatt reactor in Puerto Rico, which was shut down because of political and community concerns, but also because financing at that time was challenging. And I did hear that that reactor was sold to Brazil, and Brazil also they put it in Brazil, and they actually generating electricity with that reactor that was bought for that plant that never happened in Puerto Rico, right? In 1980, the National Academy of Science did a study, right, a report, and they said that unless economical small plants become available, it will be like 2 decades before Puerto Rico system becomes large enough to accommodate an nuclear unit. So the grid in Puerto Rico, it cannot accommodate a big plant like in the US, like 1,000 megawatt plant. It's too big for that. So that's why these advanced reactors are more factible for that. Um, Also, in the University of Puerto Rico, through the years, they have been continuing educating Puerto Ricans in the University of Maya West about nuclear energy. I do know that they are in the talks to do a minor in nuclear engineering. A lot of students are interested to study nuclear engineering, even though Puerto Rico in the future doesn't consider nuclear engineering. Uh, but it's something that is open for the students in the University of Puerto Rico in Maya West right now. Like I said before, in 2015, we got together. We created this nonprofit organization, and we our goal is to educate and to give all the information to Puerto Ricans so they can make informed decision about their future. This is our board. Like I said, we're all volunteers. All the people you see there, we have our own jobs during the day, but we take some of that time outside our work hours. That is not a lot, but to educate and to study this possibility for Puerto Rico. So what our work, we what we like is like to engage with all the stakeholders. It can be industrial people, it could be the government, it could be a community that they want to learn about nuclear energy. We engage all of them because all of them are important when you make a decision like having a nuclear reactor in a place, right? Um, what we have done, we did a study for Puerto Rico. Um, we did do Iceland-wide poll in 2019, and it showed that 94% of the people were open to to study the possibility of nuclear. But you have to understand, this is a snapshot of the time, right? So that at that time, a lot of people passed through Hurricane Maria, and everyone wants solutions, right? So probably now that poll you do it is different, right? So that's just a snapshot of at that time. Um, we, like I said, we did a study funded by the Department of Energy that talks a lot of topics about nuclear energy as emerged for Puerto Rico, and also we did an economical study in which we provided some information of how these advanced reactors could potentially be an economic boost for Puerto Rico, right? Um, the study that we did for the DOE, those are the topics that we touch. You can download it for free on our webpage. We talk about the community, the grid, technologies, the market in Puerto Rico, the legal aspects too, federal, but also local, financing needs, and some recommendations. Um, Important thing about advanced reactors, microreactors, and SMRs is that they can integrate with microgrids, right? Um, there, and then in Puerto Rico we have a very big pharmaceutical industry, which needs a lot of power, and I mean other technology, technology that need that energy. If we want that, then we need something like nuclear, right, to be part of it. Um, I guess the most important thing in Puerto Rico is that you need obviously political and community support, right? And that's something important that we promote, and that's something that cannot be taken away during the planning process or even talking about nuclear in Puerto Rico. Those are the reactors, right? The ones in the left zone are the small ones that we're talking about. The big ones are the ones that are in the U.S. Some of the projects that are right now happening. Um, the safety of those reactors, they have passive cooling, they have melt-proof fuels, smaller footprints, and they have more flexibility with the grid, right? And then this is a comparison. I know a lot of Puerto Ricans. In the left, you see what you have with the Peñuelas, right? Generation, the ashes that they are like I mean, they are contaminating, right? In the right, you see the nuclear fuel after 20 years. So that's in case is you have people like overseeing that every time. So yeah, I mean there are challenges into Puerto Rico, but that can be solved with technology. And let me one point I want to touch is that Puerto Rico is always compared with other islands, but Puerto Rico, like I said, has a big manufacturing sector that needs a lot of energy, right? So you need to think about that. This could be a potential future for Puerto Rico to export knowledge to South America. And let me just leave you. I know it's over, but do we? I mean, the question is, do Puerto Ricans here right now? I know are some. Do we want Puerto Rico to have some industrial powerhouse and compete around the world? And if the answer is yes, you really need to consider nuclear because the world is moving about in that. So, with that, I will leave you. I'm sorry I don't have enough time, but thank you so much.
Woohoo! Thank you so much.